Welcome everybody. Sali's just going into trance. Goddess Isis is coming in. Isa. Welcome Damon, Janet. If you've got your shungite crystals, get those out. Any smoky quartz or tourmaline, any crystals that are going to help you ground the energy that's going to come through today, because we're all joining up together and the energy is getting stronger. More cosmic energy, more creation energy coming in together. And to ground that into your crystals at home, to feel all of that energy grounding in to any beautiful crystal grids you might have, any visions you might have. And as you hold your crystals, to sound with Isis, to sound.
Maita ketertaateskenia. Uja sikuritaina. Sikiru eta meton changse jagatiru. Oi aina ma teke kore tagesketia na mesuja.
Just to let you all know quickly as well before we start, all of the shungite has arrived. So I have grade 2 shungite, I have elite shungite, I have elite shungite pendants, I've got shungite spheres and shungite pyramids, and I can make shungite cubes as well for you. So do send me a message if you want shungite. My beautiful children, my love pours from deep within, from the source of all lights, flowing into the outer worlds where you dwell, in your physical bodies, and
And here upon the earth I come to be with you. I am the remembering, my beloved children, awakening within you, power divine, rising up for each one of you, brings forward a unique color, your special color, a unique quality, your special love. The light that shines upon the earth is made of your colors, rainbow colors. I see you shining. Ah, my beloved, the gateways are open, that this light may flow strongly in all your cells, physically, deep in your organs, transforming. A light so bright that pours into millions and billions of suns and stars, planets, galaxies, constellations, my beloved. Remember, you came here for this. For this special light I bring that illuminates within you all the codes set in motion, ready to be unlocked for the emergence of your being. This light now shines in its full power. And your earth is destined to receive this vast power of the light of creation. Feel within yourself your love. Feel within yourself your power and your light. Light passes through darkness, it shines. And the light from the source, from the very heart divine, this light so powerful goes deep into you, my beloved. Breathe it in and know you are here for this. You are here to remember, to awaken this light within you. You are here to shine. You are also here to help others who have forgotten. And this experience, my beloved, is in your body. It is memory and it is creation. It is the eternal present beyond time, activated. Consider this, my beloved children, that you are one with the great power of creation, creator, creatrix, flows in you as pure light. You are one with the power that is beyond time and space, presence divine, whence comes all of creation. This time is a time of miracles. This time is a time for the achievement of what seems impossible, of what perhaps you have forgotten is the true purpose here upon the earth, to create magic, beauty, wonder, peace, harmony. This would seem at this time a miracle to you, but know this, my beloved, I am within you, the creator of the miracle of life itself. Do not doubt the miraculous power of which you are made, and that every moment I am inviting you to step forward into that power of creation. The ways are opening, my beloved, the gateways through which you may step, through which you may bring all of you, all of your power, your beauty, your truth. Know this, my beloved, that which is not of the light concerns you not, nor pay it any attention, nor be fooled by it to give it any energy. And understand, my beloved, that only love can change your world. And it is time now. And I am here with you. And I bless you, my beloved, my beautiful children. And I thank you for your love. For we are one being, one in love. One in beauty, one in the presence. And I bless you. Greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome. We give thanks for the presence of Isis. We give thanks for her love and her inspiration brought forward for you all this day, for her uplifting messages of hope and certainty, positivity, and connection with Divine Source. We give thanks. Welcome to you all here in this Temple of Light, and to all guides, helpers, family relations, and ancestors coming forward within the worlds of light. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to all ascended beings. Welcome to the great council of the light. Great brother sisterhood of the oversoul of all humanity, all nations, all races, all tribes, all religions, faiths, and cultures. Welcome, welcome. Give thanks to the angelic and archangelic beings who protect and guard this temple of light and all who come here. We give thanks and we honor all deities, and especially those with whom each of you journey, work and walk in this and other lives. We honor the Solar Logos, Christ light, emanating through divine feminine and divine masculine qualities, powers of presence, love, expression from the divine source of creation of the new reality, a new paradigm. We give thanks for the inspiration coming into all hearts and minds from the Christ light that emanates from the center of the universe, from the heart divine. We give thanks and we honor all the solar lords and deities, feminine and masculine rays of light pouring through your physical sun onto the earth and into all hearts and minds ready to receive that light. And we give thanks to all the elemental spirits, beings, powers and deities of earth, air, fire, water, and for this wondrous creation into which souls may incarnate and evolve here upon the physical plane. Give thanks for this wonderful opportunity for soul evolution here upon the earth. And we honor and call forward all your guides and helpers, all your allies and relations here within the earth itself, within the light body of the earth, the many dimensions of light within and around the earth, and within the physical nature. Welcome the animals and birds and water beings, insect devas, serpent beings. We welcome forward the fairy folk, elven people, pixie gnome, leprechaun beings who converse with you in the dream time, within your heart, within your soul, bringing forward the voices of the silent ones within the earth, the plants, the flowers and trees, the standing people, the rocks, the stones, the crystals, the minerals. We give thanks. The Akashic record keepers bringing forward all that is stored within your books of life, bringing forward to you that knowledge, information, experience, and memory that you need from within your soul to guide you on your soul's path. Welcome dragon beings, phoenix, firebird, Pegasus, unicorn, and many magical beings, energetic beings of light appearing in many forms in the dream time as you journey deep within your soul. We honor the extraterrestrial and starseed beings who bring forward perception, overview, perspective, and understanding for their earth brothers and sisters during these times. We give thanks for the overlighting protection, the love and the blessings, the peace, grace, beauty, power, strength, wisdom, illumination, inspiration, healing, and compassion of the all-in-one divine presence deep within you all. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace. Just to let you know again that all the Shungite has arrived and that I've got grades 1 and 2. I've got elite Shungite and grade 2 Shungite, £5 pieces, £10 pieces, grade 2. I've got £10 pieces of elite, but only about 10 pieces. And then after that, if you want a £10 bunch of elite, it will come in 2 pieces. And I've got £30 pieces of elite Shungite. I've got elite Shungite pendants. I'm going to charge, I said they were going to be 35 each, but I'm going to charge £30 for the elite Shungite pendant. and I've got only 18 pendants left. So if you want a shungite pendant, then do just drop me a message and we'll get one to you. I've got shungite spheres as well, 5 centimeter in diameter. I've got also shungite pyramids. Yeah, that's it really. Peace, Chung Fu. Thank you.
Wonderful. The shungite catch up, the shungite news. Wonderful. That is wonderful. Jerome is a wonderful counselor as well with your crystals. He has worked deeply with crystals for many years, and yes, he brings you a lot of information and knowledge to work with crystals yourselves, and also especially the shungite of late. But also, you know, I want to show you this because this is something very special. There was something loose in there.
Yeah, I'll take that out.
Yes.
That's just a little crystal I haven't glued in yet.
All right. But I would like to show you these wonderful, so these are accumulators, energy accumulators and clearers. So, you know, if you sleep with one of these in your bed, I mean, you're going to sleep really deeply. It's going to really help clear the space around. You can put it up by your head, or you can put it near your belly. You can have it somewhere when you sleep, and that is going to clear the whole space of your sleeping space. Wherever you put it, this is going to clear the space. So it's an accumulator as well. What that means is that it's charging up and from the cosmic light from the solar source, and it's also radiating energy out. So a lot going on in here. It's transforming energy, it's clearing the field, but it's also downloading energy. So it's both absorbing and transmitting, and that's the thing about shungite. It's naturally, that is what it does. It does that inside the earth without even you coming along with your love, your power, your intentions. As soon as it feels the presence of the living carbon-based body that you are, and what happens is that it merges energetically with your body and starts to work inside your field to normalize your field. Now, I just want to explain that it's not the same kind of energy as some of you've got some good energy devices around that are helping you with your electromagnetic protection. This is a little different. This is working dynamically with your field. In other words, it's not just it's not a force field pushing out against anything, all right? So you can't compare it with certain other kinds of technology. Also can be effective, but this is not comparable. This is a living being. This is working consciousness, and this works with your being in a different way. It's not the same as other kinds of offerings that are being made and useful. However, I just wanted to point out the way that shungite is working is a little different. So what it does, it organically, energetically, the energy that's coming off the shungite comes into your body, cycles around, changes the structure of the actual field of your body. It takes a little bit of time, doesn't happen immediately, and the more you work with your shungite, then what's happening is you've programmed your shungite with your own particular special energy field, and it will work with you personally. It will be constantly adjusting. You might have it in your pocket or have some on your phone, but it will be constantly working with you once you create that relationship. So you might have a set that you use for your meditation. You know, you might have a chakra set, and that's fine. Then you take one of them and you put it in your bag or your pocket, and you take it out, and that will continue working. And when you come back and you put it back on your body, you could say that it will evolve. It will evolve with you. It will continue to work with you. So that's the difference of, if you like, working with shungite and the whole of the crystalline dimension among shungin and the spirits, the living spirits in that way. I mean, everything is alive. I also would like to affirm that other forms of magnetic protection, there are living elements within there as well, but there's very a very particular way that shungite works, which is dynamic and alive and ongoing and developmental. So I wanted to explain it grows, it continues to grow. Your relationship continues to grow, and your rapport, your ability to both receive and give and program, that all continues to grow as well. So it's a wonderful crystal to work with in that way. Peace. So today,
I thought I'd just add as well, whilst you're talking about
yes,
I have put obviously because she's my mum and I love her a lot, I've gone to town on this one.
I've got a supermodel, I think so.
So inside here, on each inner facing wall, we've got amethyst. Now these are rare amethysts that my dad gave me when I was a wee lad. So they've been in the family a long time, but if people want to have me make them one with amethyst, I am getting a bunch of amethyst, really, really high grade amethyst from Prague actually. But it's been really ethically sourced, and my friend's had it in his collection since 1987, so I would have been only 3 at that time. So yeah, I'm just saying, if you want to have one of these made with amethyst on the inside, I'm actually putting lapis in all the corners as well, and around the shungite sphere there are 6 pieces of elite shungite. And at the moment, because this is like an idea, I'm basically putting elite shungite on the very top of the sphere, so that when I put the lid on, it just rests on top of these, like in streams when people stack rocks up. I've just stacked a few elite shungites up so that when I put the lid on the top, it just slots in and doesn't fall in. But since then we've come up with another idea where I basically put ridges on each thing so that when it slots in, anyway, blah blah blah. I thought
the point really is that you can make, you know, you can say, I want to work with these crystals also. You can, you know, shungite, what it really does is that it increases the receptivity. It really works with your field, and it knows what to clear and how to rebalance your field, and then helps you also, what's the word, it magnifies your work with other crystals. So it's a really very friendly, it's quite humble in that way, you know. You can see it's kind of black and deep and, you know, very much of the earth in that way. But what it is, it's a great ally, and it helps you to work. And that's why we have put all these other crystals in here, because those vibrations are also now being transmitted by the shungite as well. So it is a very, it's very earth friendly, a very strong consciousness crystal for the time you're in, to clear and to bring you new energy from the source and to support your inner work. Peace.
Peace.
And so do you want.
One last thing, just because I know we might have some new people on today. If you haven't gone to our YouTube channel, it's Chung Fu channel on YouTube, and do go and subscribe, because I tell you what, what's coming through Chung Fu, it just gets better and better every day, and we're posting some very, very cool stuff up there, so do go and subscribe. And yeah, that's it really from me. Thank you.
So thank you for coming forward today, because those who come forward, you are in that way part of a big movement, a massive wave of humanity awakening at this time, working deeply with spirit, working with your guides and helpers, and that vibration, that frequency that you are all bringing upon the earth, that energy of love, of light, of elevation, of positivity, that determination not to lose connection, but actually to build it even more with the divine source within you. That is the energy that is right now saving the situation, literally. You see, saving it. And you know that word, to save. You know how when Yeshua came, it was called the Savior. There was a reason for that. The Christ light is very strong. The Christ light is, in that sense, it is a light that's so powerful that comes from the source of creation. It has come at many very important times and through many beings. It's not just Yeshua, but through many beings the Christ light has come. But this time it comes through you, beloved. It comes through you. This is the return of the Christ light, as indeed prophesied in many different faiths, called different names, but this is the time. It's a time of renewal. It's an ending and it's a beginning. That which is ending, I assure you, you really want it to end. But in that sense, there is never an ending without a new beginning. And that new beginning, I absolutely know you are visioning in. Because within you, the light shines and comes forward and brings that new beginning. There have been many times upon your earth when there has been a great threat to survival of humankind and species, and indeed there have been cataclysms. Those are known as times of extinction, when species have died and new species been born. And what is important for you to know and understand is that you came here for this experience. And you are not being disappointed. It is very intense, is it not? You can feel inside yourselves if you have the power and the presence needed to hold steady during this time. So notice if you are being thrown around by certain political, economical, and even environmental issues, perhaps fears, perhaps negative scientific assessments, and all kinds of agenda that are being shown to you, and perhaps different opinions and opposing opinions. Right now, don't worry about affiliating anywhere extreme other than with the light, the solar logos light. That is who you are, who come to listen to a being such as myself and others coming forward at this time. Because you see, when a mother is giving birth, you know, all sorts of people can come along and say, you know, this has happened, that, and the mother is not interested in anything. Her primal energy just says, I got a birth, I just got a birth. You know, all the other news in the world becomes just kind of so much background noise, while the power of creation comes through her body. Many of you will identify with this. Well, that's what's happening right now. You are that power of birth. You who aspire, you who elevate your frequency, you who, if you like, are seeing through lies, deceit. You know, you who are looking and thinking, wait a minute, that's actually only a little bit of what's happening. There's something else happening. I can feel it. And you are one of the great cells, if you like, each one a cell in the great body of humanity, birthing a new reality. And yes, it's all consuming. That is what we want, for you to be consumed in that and not distracted by the ending that is happening. Not distracted by the seeming falling apart of society, even of the financial world, of the political world, of all that is, in a sense, the material reality that will be showing you certain kinds of craziness that you are becoming more and more aware of, no doubt. If it's not love, beloved, and if it's not the creative power coursing through you, then it doesn't matter what it is, because it's not relevant, because right now you are needed for the birthing process. You know, if you think of a body, some of the cells are right there at the point of entry, where the being comes out of the body of the woman. So those cells that are right there at that entry point, they can sometimes get a bit of pressure on them and feel a bit, oh, the intensity. And some of you are there, right at that point of the appearance of the new coming through. You can feel it. It's on the tip of your tongue. It's taste. You can almost taste a new reality coming into being. And then you get distracted and someone says something totally different. And that's all that flotsam and jetsam I talked about for a birthing mother who says, I don't know about all that noise out there. I'm here. I'm birthing. And so you come back because you realize there's nothing going on for you out there. You are part of the birthing. You are the streaming of the light coming from the solar logos, the Christ light coming through each and every one, open and ready to bring that new understanding. So what is the new understanding? Can you feel it? Can you feel how you have had enough of being pushed around? Can you feel how you had enough of being poor, poverty-stricken? That you oftentimes have to work so hard to feel you actually own your own life. There are so many aspects of your life which you have wanted to change for a long time. So what if they could just change now? Do you believe it? Can you feel it within you? Have you got the strength to come out of any places of fear, negativity? Oh, well, it's always been like that and it's probably never going to change. Have you got the strength within you to just come out of that and listen to the Spirit, your Spirit, listen to the divine Goddess, God. Remember, that's your divine right to feel and sense or hear and see and to deeply know your divine essence. This is the time. This is why you are here. You are the birthers. You are the way showers. You are those who are opening your mind now. Come forward to open other minds. And so then I want to talk to you about the mystery of birth. The mystery, the wonder. The fact that before that baby comes out, all you see is a very, very large and swollen belly. And then with your wonderful scientific machinery, you can look inside and you can see that baby inside the womb, and it is a miracle of life. It's the miracle of creation. Well, I like you to imagine you're looking into the womb of the cosmic mother of creation, and I want you to see the earth that she is birthing into being. I want you to see how all of the universe was birthed like that from the great womb of creation, birthed forward into being from pure light. And understand that there has been a, well, shall we say, interference. It was not so at the beginning, but in the last few thousands, many thousands of years, which is a small amount of time within the earth's life, there has been interference. There has been an invading force taking over. And it was allowed as part of the evolution here in the third dimension upon the earth. And now it is over. It is finished. And so again, I draw the comparison as you birth this new reality, how the womb, the placenta, everything that is not needed now can drop away, and that is the environment all around you. And you will notice the conflict. You will notice that there is a kind of a destructive force also at work in your world. And that can distract you and make you think, well, how can there be a new creation when it's such chaos? When there's all this negativity and heavy energy everywhere, how can it be? But I remind you, there are certain cells in the body that feel crushed and really hurt, and then there's bleeding, and there's, sometimes there's cutting and tearing, and this birthing is not a nice little thing. It's a huge cosmic event, the birthing of a human being. So imagine, Goddess is birthing a new earth, a reality that comes into this earth and is brought forward is brought into being from within you and from within the earth. It's already, the lights are already shining when we look into the earth now, beloved. She is alive. She is pushing forth new life. And that is also what I want you to understand. This livingness. What is earth thinking? You are the earth thinking. What is earth feeling? You are the earth's feeling. Feel all the other beings who are your relations and come into communion with them, because you are part of this process. It cannot happen without you. You are here for this. You are emerging consciousness and thought energy, connected at one with the earth and at one with the Christ light. You are the connecting rods between heaven and earth. You are the power rising up from earth, calling in the supreme light of creation. You are one with the earth as you are one with the divine. This is really what I want you to understand and be able to sink into, and to really deeply let go and relax and allow the God-Goddess energy to work through you. Because as soon as you get involved and worried and frightened and shocked and just full of the negative agenda which is being pumped at you, told to you like it is real, it is not real. It is thought forms of the negative forces who are withdrawing, and as they are pulled back, they are throwing out with greater and greater force the negative energies, hoping they will do the same as they have done for centuries, eons even. But this is such a cosmic gateway time of the passing away of these beings now. Understand this. Be very sure. Do not be afraid. Do not be distracted. Be very sure, be very grateful, be very open, and call in that energy which you know so well. Because this is the time of the Christ light shining through the birthing feminine within both men and women. The inspiration, the power of creation is coming forward through humanity. And all of you know and are dealing with many different aspects of this healing of the feminine. Whether you are in a male body or a female body, you are mending and repairing and reclaiming your intuitive self, your deep inner knowing, your emotional rights, your emotional divinity, the beauty of every feeling that is in you, negative or positive, to be healed, to be transformed, to be the vessel of this birthing, of this new energy coming through. That is why I do all the work I do of clearing, helping you to understand that nothing in you is superfluous. Just as it is necessary for the woman birthing to express a cry, perhaps a scream even, and every soul working, every midwife, every doctor knows the meanings and the feelings of each cry, the cries of birthing. And feel how humanity at the moment, there are so many cries. There are so many literally reaching out with their voices, because the birthing is pushing out the negative, pushing it to the front, pushing shocking realities, a new understanding into all of your minds. But understand, let it be pushed. Don't hang on to it. Don't worry about it. Just feel yourself birthing the new. Keep it flowing. Let it flow. Let the knowledge and information and all the realities that you are becoming aware of, let them flow. Don't get stuck on them, and don't believe that fear can create a new reality. Fear can only stimulate from past realities old pain in order to recreate itself. But you are love, and you are deep understanding, and that which you create from love will always be supreme and lift you high into the truth of your divine essence. And when you look and feel the fear that is around you from that place, you understand it is because people feel separated from their divine essence. That is the basis of all fear. And into that separated emptiness comes the negative force. Finding a vacuum, it moves in and it brings its agenda that way and causes fear and manipulates through fear. So as soon as you feel that, try to remember my words, try to come back to your breathing, come back to a very simple place. Remember, life here upon the earth is designed for your evolution. It is designed to be an experience of beauty, truth, love, peace, and harmony. That is the divine plan for you. Any other energies are in opposition to that plan and must ultimately be reabsorbed into the great cosmic at-one-ment. But they are also permitted to have their experience of separation, of opposition, of attempting to win, if you like, through fear, but they never can. They will always lose. But in the meantime, you are tested. Every human being is tested. The presence of negative forces acts as a great stimulus for you to reach inside yourself, to remember who you are, and to come forth with the power of creation within you. For there is no halfway right now. If you're halfway, well, you might as well be taken over by the fear, because you can't survive halfway. You have to be 100% in the immersion of the divine presence at this time. There aren't any halfway paths. It's very, very binary at the moment, and that's what you're finding in your world. How come everybody is so quickly sparked this way, that way, into these extreme positions? Well, try to understand that of those extreme positions, and I did say, yes, you have to take a stand, you have to stand in the light. And yet the light encompasses the fear. The love encompasses the fear, and that is not the case on the other side of that polarization. On the contrary, the realities of fear want to push away love, beauty, peace, and harmony. So just feel the truth of this, dear ones. Get together. Even though it might be, you know, your online get together, or on the phone, or in your heart and in spirit, get together with all the beings of light and increase your light frequency, and know that this is real. This is not imagined, though you might have to use your imagination to get yourself into that beauty resonant field that is the Christ light. Yes, you have to use your imagination and your skills to get there, but once you're there, you are completely uplifted. You are in a buoyant, protected, and supported place within yourself, and that's where you need to be. So I know you have been doing everything you can, and that's also why all the spirit beings want to acknowledge you, honor you, thank you. For every time someone lifts themselves out of the confusion, the chaos, mental chaos especially, fear, every time a human being, a cell of the great body, the Christ body of light, switches on, there's more light for everybody. And that is really what I have been saying to you, and many of you are practicing every day. And we give thanks for all you bring And you must know that things are moving along wonderfully well. And we do not expect for it to be very long before you will have that sense of release and coming into the next phase of creation. Peace, dear ones. I listen to any questions you wish to bring forward at this time.
Yeah, we start for some questions from last week. Also, just to say, leads on quite well from that deep, soulful kind of heart pouring there from Chung Fu, that if you want to jump on board Chung Fu's course, Rise and Shine, with the Ascended Beings of the Light, we have days now until the second part of the course commences. So if you want to jump on board and you're not already on it, I know many of you are already on it on this live, just email sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com. sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com, and she can send you some information. Peace. Okay.
And this will be the last point of entry.
Yeah, I forgot to say.
For the live course, yes.
That's right, yeah. And then we'll be relaunching the course at a later time. So, Jay Ariadne from Monday. Beloved Chung Fu, I feel like there is a cleaning and purging going on every level at the moment. I'd like to ask you about if the purge in our human bodies, some people are talking about parasites in our being that causes it. Very hard for us to hold our high vibration and bring us down in many ways. Just as there is parasites in our world and these needs to be cleansed in us. It makes sense to me. Is this so? With love and gratitude.
Peace, dear one, is always going to increase your light frequency to do physical cleanses, emotional retreats, spiritual immersions. You know, your whole life, your purpose is to lift yourself into your essential vibration, which is your spiritual nature, to be as present as possible here upon the earth. That means present in your mental body, present in your emotional body, present in your physical body. And so cleansing is really where you take out any vibrations which are blocking or opposing the light. So obviously, dear one, yes, I absolutely do confirm the great usefulness. Indeed, you know, if you can possibly do it, please do, of such processes as cleanses. Sometimes, you know, you're a busy mother, or you can only do perhaps a day a week or 2 or 3 days at a time. Don't get too sort of obsessed with I've got to do it for this length or that length. Do it for a bit if you can. You know, don't get obsessed and think, well, I got to change everything. I got to go into retreat in a monastery. No, just do a little bit what you can do that's realistic for you in your life. Try to fit the spiritual into the mundane. You see, that really is transformation, is when, yes, you have your sacred space, you do your wonderful spiritual work, but also where it flows into your life and you find yourself just enjoying your life and the spirituality, the nature of your being, which is that you are spiritual. You are a spiritual being. And so, yes, as much as possible that you can bring spiritual expression, which is basically love, as much as possible that you can live in a loving, beauty way of compassion, kindness, harmony, and peace, your frequency elevates and you come out of the reach of those parasitic energies. That's right. Peace, beloved.
Medium. Oh, sorry, I was typing something there and I mixed the word psychic with medium and then said pedium. Sorry about that. I'm doing multiple things here. So, question from Julia. about a young boy called Charlie in Sweden, and she says, Jerome, I quite understand if it is not appropriate to ask this, but heard that precious boy Charlie, aged 7 in Sweden, cannot stop crying night and day. He is so deeply unhappy at school, and the one friend he had is leaving the school. His mother Camilla said he cried deeply from his soul, in addition to all the others crying night and day, and in the night and morning before school, and at the school door, and his school do not understand the problem. I would be so grateful for help to give to these friends I love. Thank you, Julia. I believe that Chung Fu can answer this, and so I can pass on to parents and children across the world to help understand the crying of the children so much in their loneliness.
It's not really so much, yes, it might come out in the humanity as that loneliness and that feeling of abandonment when the one friend is leaving, and yes, I understand, but this is also something much more, if you like, cosmic than that. It is that, you know, he is a channel, basically. He's an emotional channel, and he is also a very expressive channel. Eventually these tears, you know, what will happen is that what will start to come through is our messages and connection to the divine. Really, these are the tears of a soul who can see and feel the suffering of his brothers and sisters and of humanity, but he doesn't know what it is. All he just knows he has to cry. And so what would be really helpful is if that could be considered absolutely fine by the parents and not taken on that there's something wrong with him. Actually, there's everything right with this boy, and he just needs to understand that Goddess, you know, is there with him. He needs to be able to feel the presence divine. He does, but he doesn't have the language for it. So he needs affirmation that he is protected, that he has this incredible entourage of angels and beings who are there with him. He is literally crying the tears of generations, but not just of the generations in his own family, but rather of the earth. He's also crying for the earth. And all these things are unconscious right now, but they will become conscious. Of course, then that soul awareness gets put onto life circumstances, and then he will form attachments, and that intensity of his being may be hard to match. So he may find only a few that he really, in that sense, resonates with. So that does become something for him, that he has to grow up and understand his own heart, his own openness, his emotional channeling that is happening here. And it's not really to get involved with the mind and for the mother to explain or the father to explain that, but for them to know all is well. You know, he literally feels everything so deeply. He feels the pain. I mean, if you realize how much is going on as well, beloved.
We could send him a Shungite pendant though, couldn't we?
That would be a wonderful thing. But you see, he has many brothers and sisters who are being saved at the moment from terrible situations. He knows about that. He knows about this time of rebirth upon the earth. He knows many things that are, in that sense, not known to him mentally. I think what is very important is for his parents to help him feel it's fine to cry and not to be worried about it, but just to sit with him and to be very present with him. Hold him, lay down, you can sleep, you know, you can just be there with him. He just needs to let that come through his body, and it would be very, very helpful if, you know, you don't call it something wrong, but just smile deeply inside and know that these are tears of such beauty, such soul awareness, and they are also healing tears, that there are beings who are bringing the energy that he is creating with this beautiful empathy and compassion, and that this energy is actually being used for healing as well. Peace.
Peace.
But there is a homeopathic remedy, and you probably know it. It's a pulsatilla, and I would suggest that he takes the pulsatilla, first 200, 3 times a day, twice a day, I mean, for 3 days. Then wait a bit, maybe wait 1 week, then take a divided dose of pulsatilla 1 mg, and then wait, and then take the pulsatilla 10 mg after a month later, a divided dose of pulsatilla 10 mg. You could also start at pulsatilla 30, taking it for a whole week 3 times a day. So 30, 200, 1 mg, 10 mg, to help him with that enormous sensitivity that he has. And also he has a beautiful connection with the divine feminine. Peace.
Peace. Janet says, looking forward to Saturday and the Rise and Shine. She's meaning the Rise and Shine course.
Wonderful, dear one.
We're looking forward to having you two. They are really, I mean, I'm a bit biased, but they are quite incredible experiences, these courses that Chung Fu hosts, where these different beings come in from different places, you know, like Arcturus, like Venus, like Amon Chungin from the Shungite realms. It's pretty awesome. So do drop Sophie an email if you want to jump on board with the Rise and Shine course. So just scrolling back up to Racer says, what is the name for the box mechanism? It's called a Shungite Cube Energy Accumulator Space Clearer, and they take me quite a few hours to make. So yeah, I am pricing them at £200, but if you can't afford that, I'm really happy to come down to, you know, minimum £150. But I'm basically just making them because I want people to have that Shungite energy in their spaces. For me, I've got one in my house. Obviously I made it, so I might be biased again, but I can really feel it. You know, I can just really feel the energy. It really does change the space. So that's that, and then we've got lots of hellos. Rachel D. Shriver, beloved Chung Fu, I have a question on the time to come in the next months. We read that from the side of those who cannot receive love in their hearts, there might be attempts to force humanity into things that are not so good for our bodies and for our life. How can we prepare for these times? And are there ways in our hands to change their attempts, or will these simply not happen because it is not according to the divine will? Anyhow, peace.
The latter, beloved. That's what I mean. You see, it all depends, and I say there is a depending. There's a little bit of if maybe, because, and you can feel that. Oh, their power is so. You can feel inside you that for a long time you believed, not you necessarily, but humanity has believed, has not understood what is going on. And what's happening is those covers are being taken off, as the bandages have also been being taken off, as more and more human beings realize to what degree they are wounded, how many generations of wounding. So many awakening beings have been working on themselves, clarifying, healing, liberating their souls in preparation for this time. And this time has never been. This has never happened. This is thousands of years, a build-up in that sense. And now the consciousness of those incarnated is at another level. Not everybody, as you can very well see looking out into your world, but enough people with such a power, such a strength of insight, such a beauty of heart, such a Christ-like consciousness. And that's what I mean by the return. And that's what's facing those negative entities, is that Oh my goodness, the light's back. You know, the light, the cosmic light is back in. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna get our dinner. We're not gonna feed. There's not gonna be as much fear, as much anger, as much negativity. Oh no, we must create some more because that is our food. And so that is really what you have to understand. You just don't react. You just don't let your energy become any kind of food, and that means everything, every kind of negativity. So that's why we have tried to explain to you how to troubleshoot, if you like, and get a hold of your own negativity, because if it's unconscious, it just spills onto the grid, and there it is, dinner for the demons. There you are. And that's why you have to get hold of yourself, and you have to say, this is my negativity. That's what the Ho'oponopono is about. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And opening to the Christ light of your true consciousness, and really coming to forgive yourself, to love yourself, to forgive and love everyone else, because that energy is no good to those forces. They just can't use it, and in fact it repels them, and that is what you need to do. So your job is basically to be a repellent of those negative forces, but to do it through love. You know, that's why I say send them love, because they can't stand it. You know, it's no use. It's like being sent a whole lot of, you know, foreign currency that they can't spend. So they can only spend your distress, your pain, your suffering, your sorrow, your terror. So just understand, it's a process that you have to awaken within and stand strong within. And that consciousness, that is the magic. That's what I'm talking about when I say understand. The miracle of your own deep divine power. That you are of the divine source. Once you remember that, you're inaccessible. And whatever the plans seem to be will just cannot fall away like so much dust. If you listen well, you will hear that repellent energy from most of humanity saying, no, 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 we're not going to take it. No, it's no. Now, the boundary is up. We are of the love. We are of the light. We do not require anything else other than that love and that light, that beauty, peace, power, harmony. See, that's the thing. It's to understand, again, coming back to that question. You see, that is exactly what I said earlier. All that agenda, all those words, all those edicts that seem to have power in your world, they only have power if you accept their power. So find within you the place where you do not, and find within you the power to enact that no. And feel your no as mirrors all around the edge of your auric field. We've talked about this before, facing outwards, mirrors. So that whatever fear is sent to you is just simply sent straight back. And because you maintain the power, the light, and the elevation of the frequency of your light body, everything that comes to you is of that frequency, because that is the law. That is the spiritual law of the universe, the law of attraction, the law of like finds like. That this frequency of light will attract this frequency of light. That the negative forces cannot find their way through that light. Because differently to the fears that you might have and deal with the light, you are already in that sense devoted and dedicated and at one with the light. When that light shines upon beings who are not in any way desiring connection with the light, obviously you understand it's anathema to them. Like, that is, and yet that is a beautiful act on your part. You're sending them light and love. But actually what it does, it repels them, dear ones. That's what you need to understand. Because what happens is people think they need to get angry, upset, they need to fight, they need to, you know, somehow oppose them, get rid of, but that's what they want. They want you to get up, get angry, fight, you know, get negative, get upset. But that's not what you need to do. You need to just remember that you are one with the divine light, that you are a conduit of Christ's light, of power divine. You have to remember that. And whatever stories are told to you that scare you even further, one story after another will be brought forward to scare you. Well, try and remember, they are stories. Even the stories you are told that concern enlightened beings. Oh, but yes, but you know, Yeshua was put upon the cross. Look, he didn't win. Oh, really? All right. Well, you do not see what happened there, beloved ones. You see, this is all about your evolution. Think of the love that came in at that time and understand Yeshua did exactly what he intended to do. He worked perfectly in that life. And now it's your turn. And Yeshua does not complain, actually, about that life. So understand that when you come to give a service, and you all have, you just need to be there in the pathway of your own creation, the beauty pathway, the pathway of love. And you will feel yourself being lifted up and elevated by that Christ consciousness that is deep within you. Peace to you, one.
Peace. So people are asking if they could know a bit more about the Rise and Shine course. We'll ask Chung Fu if he could just speak about it with us. But also, please do just email Sophie, and she can send you all of the information. So it's sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com. I'll pop an email in the thread. I've also shared a link. It's a double link which I've pinned to the top of the thread, comments thread, which is a link to my YouTube channel, which is J Rocker Sacred Sound. J Rocker is just my brand name. It's just it actually is my stage name, but it's just the name I use to create all the different types of music that I make. And so if you go to my channel, which is J Rocker Sacred Sound, links in there, I have 2 Ho'oponopono meditations. One is like over an hour long, and the other one is like one that's over 8 hours long, and you can just leave that playing in the background of whatever space that you want to be chilling out in. So yeah, I thought I'd share that.
And if you link to that, you see your intention, and you say, you know, this is, I'm leaving this space, and you speak to the space of your home, and you understand you have spirits who dwell in your home, and they greatly benefit from all healing you bring in. And so this very healing mantra is a good thing to leave it vibrating energetically. You will feel the uplift when you come back into that space. Peace. Peace.
And Chung Fu, yeah, if you'd like to speak with us about the Rise and Shine course.
Well, of course, you see, we brought this course forward before, in fact, the obvious outcome that is happening now had come out, if you like. And the reason is because the ascended beings themselves told me that they want to come forward to you. And that is because you need, at this time, to realize who is there. You know, sometimes the word divine kind of is a very big word, and you can't imagine in your human selves, who are these beings? You know, I don't know, who is God? God, what's that? Who? God who? Goddess who? And, you know, for the human mind and for the process of being human, the most beautiful process of being human, as you know, you all have names. You identify and relate to some beings particularly strongly, and so it is the same in the spiritual realms. You have beings that you really resonate with, and so I know that for your time, due to a number of processes that have gone on over the eons, those names, you know, they've gone into the mists of time. Some of you have explored them and really brought them back forward for yourselves. That is what I'm doing for you, is bringing forward ascended beings, beings who dwell in other dimensions of light. So we brought Chiron forward from the Arcturian constellation because the energies of those beings are very high in the mental sphere. They got a frequency of thought that is very close to the divine, and they are able to really help you at that level to clear the passageway of your mental body, to clear your mental body to be a conduit of that Christ light we're talking about. So these beings that I'm bringing forward, they are for the purpose of you getting to know them and being able to call them in yourselves, because once you understand and have felt and heard and vibrated with the frequency of a light being, it remains with you because you are the light. You see, and for example, in your life, until you've experienced a particular kind of light or color, you don't know what it is or what effect it's going to have on you, and how you are able to use that color or that light or that quality. And so this is why I am bringing forward for you and bridging between beings of very high frequency for you to sense them in you, because that is what matters. They are coming forward through this vehicle, this vessel, but they're coming through this vessel in order to come into you. So they are of the light, and they are transmitting directly to you as you open up to them. This is really embodiment practice, you could say, that as I work with you, you discover more and more of yourself where those frequencies actually do resonate. And as those parts of your being awaken, you'll find yourself able to call them in yourselves into your life, into your day. That is the purpose for which I am bringing them through.
We had
Chiron from Arcturus, that's right. Beings have come forward here in this Temple of Light because they know I am working with you all, and they want to reach in and touch literally into the earth plane. And the solar lords and deities from the solar logos, from the cosmic central sun, are pouring in through your solar, your own sun. They are coming in as light, as pure energetic beings of light. And these solar lords, both feminine and masculine, have come forward before, and they've come forward consistently at times when I come forward to speak to groups of you or individuals. There are many that we know, when I say we, that the family know and that many of you have communed with. And so I will leave it to them to decide who shall come through to inspire you, to lift you up, and to also energetically connect with you so that you can commune with them. That is their purpose. So there are so many, but they will name themselves in 2 days' time. Peace to you, and
peace. And just to mention as well, whilst we're here, because I tell you what I really love is that we're building together. We're building the Temple of Light together. So every month we do these live streams, which are very deep, very profound. They're like over 2.5 hours long, and so we will I'll post a link actually, but do join us on the live streams as well that are longer than these Facebook ones. They're also more private because we use a platform called Rizuku. We can go into more detail. These live streams are more to go very deep and to do the really deep healing work. The thing is, you see, you live in a time when one of the most important new energies is the rebuilding of society, the rebuilding of community, of spiritual family, of tribe. And so these are the days, and you can all feel it, I'm sure, that
you need to reach out to each other. You got to realize you got a group here and you got to reach out to a group there. And this global family of spiritual Christ-like workers, this is this creation, and this is the work of you connecting across through the grid of light. That is the power of the group work that we are doing, and many people are doing, and so we are connecting you all up on the grid of light.
Wow, lots of questions coming in. I love it. Love it. Okay. Mike Shalom says, I'm working with the messed up energy best I can. Thank you, brother. Lovely to have you on with us.
Greetings.
Janet Bradley, I think to what you were saying in the beginning, how long is this gestation?
Well, you are, you know, this is such a difficult question because you have got human free will, you have got such a dynamic going on politically behind the scenes, you got nations, you got political leaders putting their oar in, changing the dynamic, moving thing. That's why really we are saying to you that as soon as you can possibly find your voice and safely, you know, in whatever terms that means for you, keeping yourself safe, speak up, you know, let your voice be heard, join the movements that are saying no to certain agendas and edicts that are clearly harmful and negative for you all, the better. However, having said that, if depending on the movement, this uprising that is deep within you instinctively to say no, depending how much you manage to say no and let your feelings, you know, don't just sit back and think, oh, they'll all do it, someone else will do it. No, this is the time when each one of you, every cell, you know, he needs to stand up and move the energy. So this is the, if you like, that's the gestation. It is a period of rising up, but also realizing you're getting ready to appear, to be that emerging new birth, and that you're not just waiting for something to happen over there. You're in the process. You're there. As Mike said, I'm doing my best to deal with the crazy energy, and that's right. You got to connect. You got to feel yourself as a force to be reckoned with, and breathe in and really see this new world coming into being. So if all that goes well and everybody does it, it could be much sooner than a lot of people are saying. You know, you've got political leaders saying, oh, you're going to be in this lockdown for, you know, months and months. We do not think it will be months and months, but again, things can change. Right now, we believe it will be a few weeks maximum. That is what we think. Those are the signs that we are reading in your world. Having said that, yes, there can be sudden swings. So don't, in that sense, sit back. Just keep on working, breathing, and remembering you are a dynamic part of this process. Every one of you is required to be inwardly, actively involved. Peace.
Damon Goodchild says, Chung Fu, I was riding on the seafront, whistling away, and some adults noticed, but mostly children go like, huh, oh, life, joy. I recognise that, so I felt like I was doing my work. Simple kindness. As soon as I'm in joy, people respond with ease, so I'll keep doing it. Thank goodness for all the love and support as we venture together.
Well done, Diwan. Absolutely, that's right. Be the love and the joy. Do not allow your vibration to lower to where it becomes useful to those forces, because that's literally your power. Your power belongs to you. Your positivity is yours to spread with great generosity everywhere. Peace, Diwan. Thank you.
And he says, I can see you laughing like Amon Chungin, Jerome. Well, I would just like to say, we can all laugh with Amon Chungin.
Good.
Anytime we like.
That's it.
Just hold your, you just hold your nice piece of elite or your yeah, or your massive cube, and we just you know, it might sound fake at first, but I tell you what, if you laugh with them on Chungi, you won't be laughing fakely. If that's a word, probably isn't. You'll be laughing for real. So yeah, there we have it.
And imagine, I mean, if you had a cube like this, you just imagine all those negative energies just getting literally neutralized by this power force in here. You just literally imagine all fear going in here, just getting neutralized, and pure light emanating out.
Question from Racer. Chung Fu, what advice could you give to improve blood circulation and stiffness, pain in the veins?
Sulfur 30, the homeopathic remedy. Sulfur 30, it's a wonderful blood cleanser. And you want to take it for, 3 times a day for about 10 days. And you should have a lot of cleansing of all kinds of impurities in the blood. Peace.
Peace. Charlie Wilson. Dearest Chung Fu, this lockdown has been the biggest gift for me. I have developed great focus on what is important to me, and I just feel so grateful to be alive at this epic time. We were born for this. Boom.
That's right, Charlie. Blessings to you, one. As you keep on opening up and letting this light in, see, it is a time to really focus, to make the best of the uplifting of your energy. The light is shining. Just because those beings, we shall not talk about too much, can see it, well, they can, but they don't want to see it because it really frightens them, and then all they do is create more fear. Don't you be distracted by any of that. You stay with this wondrous presence that's coming, pouring in for you all. Just keep remembering, I am the living spirit within. I am the light. I am the living embodiment of my higher self, who is love.
Okay, so it says, the power to say no to being exploited and manipulated, and to say it with love and respect to those who would take advantage of you. That's exactly what I did on Saturday. Now, since then, the people in question have ignored my request for boundaries. It feels passive-aggressive. What are they feeling, I wonder? Question mark.
Well, you're going to get those reactions. Just remember, it's not yours. Just remember not to take it on. If you're going to stand up, and that's wonderful, and say no, and look after yourself, and speak truth, and be strong, stay strong when you get the reaction, because not everybody feels able to do that. They don't understand. They have not been educated, perhaps. They don't have the information. They don't perhaps even want the information. So you have got so many different human beings with different trajectories through this time. I'm speaking to you. I'm saying the gateways are open. I'm saying to you, you are the ones connecting across the grid of light with many, many beings. But those who that doesn't apply to, they're not coming here right now. And there are indeed millions of souls who will not necessarily go through this gateway. And so you might say, oh really? Well, what's going to happen then? Well, the thing is, as there is now, there are different realities for different human beings to experience upon the earth. This planet is a planet of multiple choice, of multidimensional potential. And so the earth exists here in the 3rd dimension, then it exists in many other dimensions. So there is enough for everyone to grow with, to evolve through. So if those people with whom you have been processing, if they want to go into blanking you and just making you feel uncomfortable, you need to tie cut. And if you haven't got a good practice, some people call it cord cutting, but this is a particular kind of tie cutting that I do, which is very deep and can help you absolutely have no effect from those who want to project their fear, their anger, their displeasure, whatever it is, upon you. The thing is, it takes 2 to tango. It takes you to be willing to receive it or be distressed by it. So just try to remember to be the love, and don't judge others if they're not. Just notice that they're not, and then take care of yourself, remembering, you see, that if they're not acting with love, it's very likely they're acting from fear. Bring in your compassion, do the Ho'oponopono, but remove your person from their ability to project upon you and wound you. That's very important. Peace.
Janet, I keep coming up with facing of a negative power with a man at my work who is in big ego power trip. He is my only adversary. I work hard in this situation. We are like magnets facing the wrong way, wanting to bind but being energetically pushed apart. I need help here. Thank you. Many blessings.
You know, it's always the greater consciousness that has to lead the way. So you are aware he is not. I can see that immediately. So it's really there for your evolution. So first thing, you find inside you the gratitude for that's making you have to work, and realizing that that's good for you. That's not bad for you. That's good for you. The fact that this challenge is there, this annoying energy that's, you know, you feel so disharmonious with, it's there for you to grow. So the first thing is, again, I come to the Ho'oponopono. Jerome has given you a practice you could interface with, perhaps you have already, but that's the thing to do, because you see that what that does is it takes away any kind of interface. There's nothing then for any of that energy to hook onto in you, because you have gone into total responsibility. There's no argument there. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You can find lots of reasons to say any of those things, but what matters is that energetically you're aware of this man. You're not sort of doing his work for him or saying, you know, it personally to him. You're saying it to the universe, to the divine, but you're aware of this being, and he's in the light, if you like. So this is the light that you are calling in, and you're calling it in strength in yourself, because that makes you completely, you're so responsible and so present. There's just nowhere where that hook can get into you, of his anger, of his power over, of his egoic dominance, and you know, feeding off your irritation. So you have to clear your irritation, because you're the greater, if you like, you're the more advanced, you're the more conscious soul. And as you do that, and you will find you'll just be so strong. Peace.
Inca, if we own the negativity and our own negative emotions, does it mean that it won't be available for the...
That's correct. That's exactly what I meant. Thank you, Inca. Yes, I did mean that when I said,
but
explained.
If we feel like a victim, i.e. are not able to own it, they can feed on
That's
it.
right. Mm.
Yeah.
They can't, you see, when you're conscious, they're out. They're only in when you're unconscious. So in the vacated spaces, and you really are terrified, that means you've forgotten your divine nature. So again, you're unconscious. It's the unconsciousness and the unawareness, if you like. It's where you haven't got, you're not holding yourself, you're not in presence, and they can get in. That's how it is. So as soon as you become conscious and you say, no, I am here, I love me, I'm here, I'm taking control, I'm present, no room for any of this nonsense, I am in control, that then calls to you a completely different level of power from the universe. Peace.
Peace. Janet says, I may need this tie cutting assistance. Absolutely. I've sent you all of the requests that are coming in for the tie cutting. I've replied with the link. Well, that's all that we have today. Questions wise.
Wonderful.
Loved the questions today.
Very good questions, showing all of you are working very hard to really maintain your frequency, and that is what matters. You know, if I have a note, here it is, ooh, and the whole orchestra, which is the whole of humanity, depends on my note being ooh. So they start going ooh, 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 and the orchestra is there, but suddenly this note goes ee, this note goes ooh. Then we don't have harmony anymore. We don't have the frequency. So every frequency, every note, every sound, every vibration matters. You matter. Every single one. You know, it fills my heart with joy when you come forward and you say, I'm having a fantastic time, Chung Fu. I'm focusing, I'm doing my practices. You know, this is what I've been preparing my beloveds for a long time, and saying, you know, please don't tell me you don't have time to do your practice, because it's the most important thing in your life right now. And if you could see it from where I am and hear those notes I'm talking about. I got this note going along, and this is a person, and here they go, ooh, something happens, and suddenly they're ooh, and oh, what happened there? Where was, you know, you understand? It's like saying, well, we're building a road, but oh no, we just all disappeared and went off for a, you know, a lifetime long break, and we're not building that road anymore. So you got to do your due diligence inside yourselves, because you're all part of this incredible work, and you will come to realize it. And a new world, I mean, imagine this new earth. You see, it's so important. So I just want to do that with you now at the end. I want you to really think inside yourselves, because all of you all dream and vision. You're all creators, light workers, healers, seers. You're conscious beings who have walked this path, some of you with me for a long time, some of you with other teachers as well, some of you with your own higher selves and with the divine. So here we are, creating a new reality. A reality where you walk out into an earth that is yours. An earth that is unboundaried in a certain way. It is boundaried, but it is not boundaried so that it keeps you out. It is boundaried so that it keeps out the negativity. Those beings who would destroy, those beings who would harm, who would afflict humanity with dis-ease, pain, sorrow, fear, they are kept out. This is the new earth now, calling to all the divine beings to incarnate through you this new creation, to bring it in. An earth where people love, and that is the main currency. Love, peace, truth, harmony. Think of it. Think of the best day you have in your life, maybe birthdays, celebrations, ceremonies, where you create sacred space. And it's wonderful. Ceremonies where you gather together to honor the deities, the spirits, the elemental beings. Think of the best days, and then think to yourself, they can be every day. That life here upon the earth, the divine plan is for it to be a sacred life, a beautiful life, a life that nourishes you, a life where you nourish each other, where kindness is the currency, where sharing is the way. And that doesn't mean you can't be rich. You can be rich. Everyone can be rich. The earth is designed for an abundant experience. Abundance for all. So there is a lot to do. Well, yes, beloved, because you have gotten used to pain, sorrow, loss, lack, poverty, abuse, cruelty over generations. Something in you says, oh, well, no, maybe not you, now that you're woken up, but in most of humanity, something says, oh, well, it's always been like this. Why would I ever expect it to change? I might as well get used to this misery, this pain, this corruption. It's just the way it is. No, it's not. It's not the way it is. It's the way it came to be. So the way it is the way you create it. So think of what your contribution can be to the new creation. Feel yourself walking out from here into a new world. The opposite from this terror that is being propagated. Oh, you're all going to be, locked down. You're going to be, disabled and unable to gather, to have fun and joy and music. And, this is simply lies. It's simply lies. Since when did any of you believe lies, really? When they were that exposed to you? When you think about it, I mean, it is a crazy situation. Don't believe the lies and start to speak the truth for yourself, with your friends, with such a power, and not to disrespect those who have suffered, those who have had the disease, those who have lost relatives, not to disrespect them at all, nor to say that that is a lie when there is a disease and they are being hurt. That is not what I'm referring to, because there is a disease. There is pain, suffering, and loss, and people dying. But it is what is being made of it, what it is being made to mean. It is the further elaboration and the constructs put on top of, well, yes, a disease, and people die of disease all the time. So feel inside yourselves the power, absolutely, to say no, and to also not react to those who believe other than you, different to you. Don't worry. Find those who agree with you. Build with them a new reality. With them, create the strength of just being in your power. Don't even call it resistance. Just being in your power, being in divine presence right now, always. Always invoking divine presence, angelic presence. Always affirming that you are surrounded with light beings. Always literally stating like a mantra, I am safe, I am secure, I am protected, I am strong, I embody the divine light. My field radiates out, and there are mirrors on the edge reflecting away any harm that might be intended upon my person. I walk in beauty, I walk in wholeness, I walk in love. And I am one with all my brothers and sisters who walk in beauty and wholeness, in love. And feel within you now at this time that love that is the essence of your being. Feel within you the power of creativity. You have always been the ones upon the earth who create beauty, who create temples of love. You also know that many of these temples have been destroyed through time. But look, you're back, ready to make more. And you've been back and back and back many, many lifetimes. And you have kept the light shining, despite many attempts. And indeed, yes, there have been powerful attempts to shut down the connection with the divine, because that would be the intention. But you didn't, did you? Look at you all. Throughout humanity, the instinct is strong and alive to connect with the divine. And notice that equally strong, and that which is really going on right now, is the programmed mind that can't see how it is rolling over and allowing fear to grip it, allowing pain and sorrow to create the energy that then feeds that negativity. But don't judge it, and don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you are doing, dear ones. connecting to the love which is the source of your being, making love, making all kinds of wonderful love. Love in creativity, in the arts, songs, poems, writings. Write your feelings, create journals, draw pictures. Love your children. Love the people that come forward to you, perhaps with fear or doubt. Don't judge them. People find themselves at this time in many different positions, caught almost like a sort of, still life. Oh, this happened right now when I was just getting back with my boyfriend, but we're not back together, so we're gonna split again. And I was trying to do this, I was trying to create that, and everybody is just in shock. Have great compassion for your fellow human beings and feel that shock that's pulsing through humanity, and bring healing power and love, and visualize it going into all your beloved brothers and sisters, even those that you don't feel that beloved because you're a bit cross with them for now. But don't worry about that. Just send the love. And that's why the Ho'oponopono practice is such a wonderful exercise of love, which helps you to come into the vast holding arms of the divine. Can you imagine divine beings saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Imagine that. And when you're saying it, embody divine beings saying it to all humanity. Feel the compassion and the love and the deep responsibility inside your divinity, inside your knowledge and your instinct for divinity, your hunger and your desire and your aspiration to embody the truth of your divine nature. I am the living spirit within. I am the light and the power and the truth of my higher self present in mind, in heart, and in my body. I am the love divine incarnate here upon the earth, in this world of duality, this world of light and dark, positive, negative. Within me, the divine light expands and radiates out into the world and pours into the hearts and minds who need to awaken, to remember. I am always safe and protected. Everything I think, feel, say, and do is for my highest good, for the highest good of all my relations, all who connect with me in all dimensions. I love and accept myself and call all of me back to this present moment, back from any distractions, back from any leaking emotions, back from any places of doubt. I call all of me into my body to be present here upon the earth. I am always safe and protected, and I'm always in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And I give thanks for this life, this opportunity to expand my being, be a conduit, a co-creator, bringing this divine light forward, bringing the divine plan into being in a beauty way, with the greatest of ease. And so it is. Blessings and peace.